Can you do some Jawa language?
Welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Criticasa. I am Eric.
I am Tony today.
That's what he tells me.
Today, we're going to be reviewing a film.
A film is a good thing to review.
Yes, a Danish film.
I love Danishes.
So does everyone.
Oh, man.
This one is called Another Round.
That's a good name for a Danish.
Yes, and it is currently on Hulu, and it stars Mads Mikkelsen, Thomas Bo Larsen, Magnus Millang, Lars, Ranthe, and it was directed by Thomas Vinterberg.
And this has just been nominated for an Academy Award. So,
all right, well, we'll find out if we agree if that was a deserved nomination.
Potentially.
Let me tell them a little bit about what this
Please
film
do, Tony.
is about.
About.
I said that word twice.
That's good enough.
4 high school teachers decide to test a Norwegian philosopher's hypothesis that maintaining a low blood alcohol level at all times, which, who doesn't do that, would benefit a person's general well-being by relaxing them and boosting their confidence. The results of their experiment are anything other than what the characters or the audience would expect.
True enough, right?
I was not expecting what the results were, so let's find out what...
Nobody's expecting what we're about to talk about, so should we put 3 minutes on the clock?
I'm going to put 3 minutes on the clock over here, and then I'll start.
I would love that.
Thanks!
Tony, your thoughts on Another Round?
This is an extremely well-acted film. It felt very natural. You know, I'm noticing with Danish films and TV shows...
What are you noticing?
The natural, sort of relaxed acting is very common, and it feels very real.
Much more so than a lot of what we get with movies in the U.S.
It's not stylized. It's not over the top.
It's not too slick.
It's very low-key. The directing in Danish films also feels very low-key. In multiple Danish films and TV shows that we've seen of late. And this is no exception. But I do feel like it works because this one has a flow. It has an arc that you... And I really never knew where they were going with this premise. I mean, that premise that we described sounds weird. Well, not weird. It's different. I mean, ultimately, it's city slickers with booze, right? I mean, it's
it kind of is.
Right? I mean, you've got a midlife crisis, and instead of going on a journey with, Jack Palance and horses and cows, you're drinking with your buddies
best friends,
all day long. But I felt like it worked. What did you think?
Yeah, I actually really thought this worked. Now, we have to understand in the U.S. that, there's a different...
We don't understand much in the U.S.
Yeah, and this is a very different sort of drinking paradigm in Denmark than it
European
is here.
paradigms in general are different than the U.S. drinking.
But what I really liked about this is the four friends. The characters really work like you really believe that these are 4 friends, that they've all kind of got some... mild, life turned out a certain way and they weren't particularly happy about
crisis,
it. They're all teachers. They're not, everything isn't going great, but then they take it to one level and things get better. And then there is a predictability here.
Yes.
There's a predictability here because, of course, what do? You keep going and you take it to another level.
They keep going deeper and deeper into the experiment.
There's a bit of a roller coaster ride in here, which is really interesting. I think it's the...
But did you feel like the whole thing worked?
Yes, I really do. And I think the chemistry between those 4 guys is what holds this film together so well.
That.
I also really like the way this is shot. I'm not usually a fan of handheld.
Yeah.
Throughout an entire movie, but this really gives this a realism. I just believe everything about this.
Well, like the whole directing is like the acting is like that. The cinematography is like that. Everything is very low key real.
The music too. Let me ask you about that.
I really like the music.
There's so many choir pieces in here.
There's so much quiet too. Not only are there choir pieces,
quiet.
There are classical pieces, choir pieces, and quiet, where you just don't need music. So often people are throwing in
just to have something in there, and they don't need it in here because the story is so good.
Right, and I feel like they were smart about that. Very smart about how they used music. I feel like
it's a very smart original story.
And the ending, and there's some beautiful things about the ending.
Tell me. I feel like we're not going to spoil anything, but
beautiful things about the ending. I like the ending. You walk away from this film with a sense of urgency.
I loved the ending. The ending of this just was like. It tied everything together,
just
and
like a horn.
It horns you right out at the end. I had more to say about the end of that. Well, excuse me?
The end?
The end. Well, it's the end of this review.
The first part of our review. So now we're going to rate this film on a 5 sickle scale. And Eric, is gonna start.
I am. I liked so much about this film. It's an interesting, different kind of premise.
Sort of different and sort of kind of an old.
But
they do it.
Their twist,
yes,
right? Their twist
agreed.
on this story is really good,
Agreed.
and it really is all about the chemistry between these four friends, these four teachers, that really makes it. Sure, Mads is kind of the one that leads the charge, but they all come together, and you're rooting for them, and it just and it culminates well. Not many movies end really well anymore.
No.
And to me, this ended beautifully. I love this film. I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
I really loved it. I think it's a strong choice for best international
that's
Oscar
good.
film.
That's
I love
very
it. Tony,
high score.
Your score.
I also like this film. I also like the ending. There's something about the ending that you'll love. If you make it to the end of this film, Mads does some stuff that you'll love. And I really liked that. The film, as I said, has been done before. This is a new take on it.
It is.
This is a new twist. It's a version that I've never seen. And because of the things that we talked about earlier, about the subtlety of the acting, of the cinematography, and because of what Eric said, I totally agree. The friendship between the four guys that are doing the experiment together really works. All four of them do an excellent job with their performances, not just Mads. They're all really
You
good.
believe that they are best friends.
And it works, and it really works. So it was not quite as high as Eric's because there were some other things I had issues with that I don't want to talk about because I want you to see this film because it's really worth seeing. But for me, it was a 3.5 star.
It's solid,
film.
but that's because it was a very strong film.
It was a strong film with strong stars. And the stars are strong, the film was strong.
It's definitely worth checking out because
it's worth checking out so that you can tell us what you think.
I mean, and this is one of those films that's nominated for an Academy Award, so clearly there must be something to it.
That's not the case.
Sure
there
it
are things
is.
nominated for Academy Awards where I'm like, what the hell?
You know what? Like Shape of Water. Yeah. You'll have to go back and see our review of Shape of Water to understand that little piece of work.
I'm just going to let that go.
Yeah,
I'm going to let that go.
You need a
but
little
you should not let this
meditation
film
on
go. Check it out. It's on Hulu. Watch it before the Academy Awards. But we're done.
Yeah, we're done. So, hey, you know
Subscribe.
what? We'd like to know what you think about this. So go ahead and throw a comment. Yes, he's pointing in the general direction of the subscribe
I think I'm
button.
pointing right at it.
Because subscribe means you're going to see more of this. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yes,
Yeah, you are. You're
You
sure.
do.
You do. You like
do.
it. You like it. You love it. You love every bit of it, don't
Please
you?
Please stop.
But you know what? We're out of time. So until the next episode, we are the
3
Critics.
You're green, and I'll kill you.
You're green and I'll kill you. The new metal record by Kermit the Frog.